God of War director Cory Barlog says that the doors open for DLC. The Witcher 3's ports to both PS5 and Xbox Series X and S are not going to be transferring trophies, and China's youth have now kicked the habit. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to The Casual Nerd. I swear, the amount of bloopers so far that have been in this video, you won't see that until you get to the end of the video, so you might want to watch until the very end of the video. Before we get into all of the video and everything like that, I have a few house cleaning things that I want to mention first. So first up, I want to give you guys a little bit of an update on how my progress with Thymesia is going. Love the game. I absolutely freaking love the game. I'm currently working on the review right now, which, okay, I should state notes for the review itself. I'm like about halfway done with the game. I'm on the second boss. There's only 3 main bosses throughout the entire game, and there are 8 in total, which means there's a lot of room for activities and side bosses and all that fun stuff to do. Since I'm only going to be focusing on the main story, it leaves me time and room to be able to do another article or another video on the rest of the game, so be sure to stay tuned for that after the main review. Next up, there is the list of the new games for review that I'm going to be posting after I finish Thymesia. So I'm going to have God of War Ragnarök, that playthrough left a little bit, and then we're going to be diving into the next 6 games for review. I'm going to tell you guys what they are right now. So if if you're interested or anything like that, what the next reviews and playthroughs are going to be, here they are. So first up, this is not going to be a playthrough, but I am going to be reviewing it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I'm very excited about this because this is the very first Call of Duty game that I'm reviewing it. When I played Warzone before, it was just, for shits and giggles and with friends. The next one is going to be one that I've been requested to review, Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, and Guardians of the Galaxy will not be a playthrough on YouTube. I don't just want to put that out there. So next up, this will be a playthrough on YouTube, Demon Souls. Very excited to get into this. This is one of, I think, the only other From Software games I haven't played. But yeah, I went through in about a year and I completed pretty much every From Software game besides Demon Souls. I'll have to double check. This one, I thought I was going to do a playthrough on this, but I think I'm just going to do a traditional review and record the footage for the review, Hollow Knight. This is a very Souls type game from what I am hearing about, so I'm sure I'm going to love it. Next up, this will also be a playthrough on YouTube. Yes, I'm going to be doing 2 playthroughs, The Devil and Me. Reason being is because I never play any of the Dark Pictures games on YouTube. I always just play them on my own, and I want to be able to play one of them for a change on the channel. So that's going to be exciting. And last but not least, Control. People are telling me that this is so much better than what Alan Wake was. The controls are a lot better. Everything is just better in this game. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've heard amazing things about this title. So again, those are all the games for the next batch of reviews. I'm really excited to go into them. I'm also going to be reviewing the Callisto project too. So when that comes out, I applied for a key on Keymailer. So fingers crossed, lobes crossed, everything crossed that I get it. All right, now let's get into the news. Now, in our first article, after calling online games spiritual opium, China says youth have now kicked the habit. And in the subheader, it says a new report from State-Affiliated Game Association is another sign that China's gaming crackdown might be easing, which is good. I mean, gaming is for everyone, and especially what's going on with China right now for the riots and everything that's happening with the call to have Xi Jinping step down. I think it's about time that China gets more freedom. Now, it states in the article, in yet another sign that Beijing might be gearing up to ease its ongoing crackdown on the games industry, China's top gaming industry association released a report today declaring that the problem of gaming addiction among Chinese youth that have been basically resolved, end quote. Well, I guess that wasn't so hard, was it? The Financial Times reports that China's Game Industry Group Committee, which is affiliated with China's government gaming regulator, found that 70% of Chinese minors now play less than 3 hours of games a week. That's after the Chinese government restricted its under 18s to playing games online for only 1 hour a day, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays back in 2021. And if we thought we had restricted time when we were kids, we don't have anything on China. It's kind of sad, to be honest with you, because it takes away the freedom of the person. And that's more or less the main thing that I'm concerned about, because, the fact that, gaming, like I've stated before, it's a want, not a need. But to take the freedom of the person away for them to decide if they want to spend 1 hour or 5 hours playing a game on their off time, I think that's really I think that's morally wrong, to be quite honest. Next up in gaming news, God of War Ragnarok director leaves the door open for DLC, but there's a catch. So it states here in the article that it's safe to say that the vast majority of God of War Ragnarok players have been enjoying the game quite a lot. I have some words on it. It's not all bad, don't get me wrong, I just have a few constructive critiques on it. Those include the hidden loading screens, puzzles, multitudes of mini-bosses that you experience, which are fun but repetitive. One thing that guides this entire game in its entirety is the story and the character interactions within that story. I feel like that is the most important part for me. If it's a good story, everything else I don't care about. You know, if it's a great guiding story, then I think that's the most important thing in the game. I know other players might consider the gameplay the most important part, but for me, it's the story. Getting back to the article, I think we all know what's going to be good, but the amount of highly positive reviews have been almost overwhelming, and its many nominations at the Game Awards, including for the prestigious Game of the Year award, speaks for itself. Given the size of this game, it's not unreasonable to say that many people are still working their way through Kratos' last adventure. And don't worry, for those who are, you'll find no spoilers in this article. I like the fact that this person clarifies this. Despite that though, some are already thinking ahead to the future and wondering if there's any chance of us getting some DLC. Like I said in my playthrough, I really think that there should be a DLC for Atreus. I feel like seeing more of his story, even though we're getting to play as him a lot, will be beneficial to, I think, the story as a whole for God of War in its entirety in the full series. Because let's face it, in the first 3 games, he is just this wham slamming big dude who just does not give a shit about anyone else but himself. He put his work over family, and that was that. But in God of War 2018, we really see Kratos evolve into being the father that he wants to be and the god that he wants to be in terms of how he wants to raise his son. And in this game so far, I'm seeing Kratos become more of the family man and settled down type who just wants to see his son safe, who just wants to see things fall into place more evenly. And last up in gaming news, The Witcher 3's PS5 and Xbox Series X ports won't transfer trophies when you bring over save data, which that's unfortunate. that is unfortunate. I am gonna have to go through different sections that were very long and arduous all over again. Now, I don't mind because I'm a masochist, but still, really? It states here in the article that The Witcher 3's new-gen upgrades won't carry over trophies or achievements that you've already unlocked. As much was revealed by CD Projekt's Global Community Director Marcin Mamot earlier today on November 25th, when this article was released. Sorry about that. When responding to a fan's query about the matter, Mamot responded that trophies and achievements won't automatically pop when transferring your save data over to the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions of The Witcher 3. So it's interesting to say the least, because when we think of a transfer of trophies, I think we're kind of spoiled in that fact as a gaming community as a whole, of where we think, oh yeah, technology, it's so fluid, man. It's so up to date. It'll just transfer over everything. False, okay? Not every game is going to transfer over every single bit of data, because guess what? You kind of have to program that into the game as well. You have to program that into patches and updates and all that kind of stuff. Correct me in the comments below if I'm mistaken, but I believe that is how it's done. And it's also just another thing to add on, even though they could easily probably do that. I think it's just one thing of where they want to be able to get this out for people. And I'm guessing here, don't take my words for face value. I'm just guesstimating here because this is just what I think. I think they might put it as a patch later on down the road, but I don't think that it's unreasonable to say that they've been working on this for quite some time. So whenever it comes down to it, they want to be able to get this out to people, and not in a haphazard way like Cyberpunk 2077 was. I just really hope, because I'm going to be playing the original first game of The Witcher. I actually got it for free on GOG. By the way, thank you, GOG. And I'm going to be playing through that because I know that I want to experience what that first game was before I play the remake of the first Witcher game, which, by the way, is going to be open world. Very excited about that. I love open world games so much. You guys, that was it for this episode of The Casual Nerd. If you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every day here on YouTube. And may you find your worth in the waking world, dear hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video, which comes out today. I'm doing a double upload for Soulsborne Academy. See you guys. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to I can't. This is what happens when I don't record videos for a day. This whole plot. It's what happens. Big slurpy slurp. Marker. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable. Come on. Ah, fucking coño. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to today's episode of The Casual Nerd. Oh wait, no, I meant to do the other type of intro. Jesus Christ.